So today we'll continue with polymorphism, but before this topic no for today, yesterday I had given you one assignment. So create this class triangle with three sides A, B and C. So first thing you need to check is whether this forms a triangle or not, A, B and C, whether they form a triangle or not. So I will explain you logic as well. So how to know whether these sides form a triangle or not? So we have one rule called as sum of two sides should always be greater than third side. So you can make use of that one. For example, if I have three sides 3, 4 and 5, I will just explain here. I will take sum of any two sides, it should be greater than third. So I will take 3, 4 and 5. Let's say these are my sides. A, B and C, these are the values of my triangle. So here I will just take sum of any two sides and compare it with third. So 3 plus 4 if I compare it is 7. 7 if I compare it with 5, definitely 7 is greater than 5. So then check remaining two sides with third. So I will take 4 plus 5 sum. It is 9. So 9 is definitely greater than the next side third. So this is sum of two sides. I am going to compare this with third side. So just in triangle, whenever I want to check whether it is a triangle or not, I will check sum of two sides and compare it with third. So whenever it forms a triangle, sum of two sides will always be greater than the third. So now let's check one more sum, 3 plus 5 if I take, it is nothing but 8. So 8 I will compare with 4. Third side is 4 here. So see, every time sum of two sides is always greater than third here. So here, if I take any other triangle, no, 1, 2 and 3, if I take any other triangle, 1, 2 and 3, so see it is showing me, if you check any two sides, no, sum of any two sides, sorry, here I need to compare it with this 3. So here, if I take 1 plus 2, it is equal to 3, it is not greater than 3. So that is why this 1, 2 and 3, it will not form a triangle. So if I give any other side 1, 2, 4 if I give, still 1 plus 2 if I take it is 3. So 3 is not greater than 4. This will not form a triangle. So this is the rule for checking whether it forms a triangle or not. So we have first formation of triangle. So sum of two sides should be greater than third. Should be not equal to as well. It should be greater than third. And perimeter is nothing but sum of all sides of triangle. Perimeter is sum of all sides of triangle. That is A plus B plus C. And here for area of triangle I have Heron's formula. So Heron's formula, if you search on internet, it will be square root. I will just, if you want to write any equation, you can write like this. So area is equal to square root of S into, here S is my semi-perimeter. S is A plus B plus C by 2. S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. This is my Heron's formula. So first of all these equations I have shown for you. Just a second. Here, let me, in order to complete this equation, write dollar again. So here, my semi-perimeter, just I will show in equation format. S is equal to nothing but perimeter by 2. Semi-perimeter it is A plus B plus C by 2. I will write this, enclose this in dollar. So this is my equation for calculating area of triangle, and this is the semi-perimeter. So here, let's say how to make use of function effectively, classes and functions effectively to create this class triangle. So here, I will create this class triangle, and then after that I'm going to create. So whenever you create a class, first function I'm going to have, that is a constructor function, define. So if any doc string is required, you can add, but I'm skipping that doc string here. So init, this is my constructor function, self, then I will add this. So A, B and C, whatever the sides of your triangle. Then simply in this function, self.a equal to A, self.b is equal to B, self.c is equal to C. This is my first function. For second function, just give one backspace, define. So next topic will be perimeter. So perimeter, sorry, not perimeter, is triangle. I need to check whether it forms a triangle or not. So is triangle I will keep, and I will not require any extra inputs here. So I will take the inputs from this attributes itself, A, B and C. So here, just for comparison purpose, no. So I can write like this as well. A is equal to self dot A, B is equal to self dot B, and C is equal to self dot C. Like this I can write here. And here, what I can do is just apply one if loop. If my A plus B is greater than C, and B plus C is greater than A, and last C plus A is greater than B. These three conditions I will check. So if this forms, then I will write triangle is equal to true. This I will return. True means it forms a triangle, else I will return triangle does not form, so I will return false here. And finally, I'm going to write like this. Finally, I'm going to return this value of triangle. So this triangle value I'm going to return finally. So this is how I can create that triangle function. Sum of any two sides should be greater than third. So here why I did like this? No, because if I write this self dot A plus self dot B greater than C, that becomes very big one. So you can also assign like this. Whenever you have complex equations, no, you can assign those variable like this back, and then you can perform your whatever functionality you want, you can perform here, or conditions you want to check, you can perform. Then next function I can define is perimeter. So here one thing you tell me, if it is not forming a triangle, then it is giving perimeter. It is not a good practice. If it is not forming triangle, so you should not return any perimeter in that case. So here I'm going to check. So how you write inside a function, whenever I call a function, see any function if you call here, withdraw or transfer. So dot, you call this function like this, and any attributes if it is having, you just pass them. So info function, how do you call for a data frame? Directly I call like this, see, df dot info and round bracket like this. So this is how the function I'm going to call. So here directly as well you can call the function. You don't need to write this logic repeatedly. What you can do is this is triangle function is already defined here. If I'm going to write self dot, so how I am writing this object is nothing but this is my self. So self dot info. So similarly here self dot I can write is triangle. So is triangle. Only when it is equal to true, only when it forms a triangle, I am going to provide my perimeter. So P, perimeter P is equal to simply self dot A plus self dot B plus self dot C. And here, else, if I write here, I want to return nothing else if it gives no. So I will write here none. None means return nothing. So here N you should not write small, make sure it is capital, it is a keyword. So it will return nothing, no value it will return. And here I will print the sides. So it is not forming a triangle, sides. If this condition is not satisfied, if self dot is triangle equal to false, then it means that triangle is not forming. So the sides self dot A, comma, self dot B and self dot C. These three sides do not form a triangle. Do not. So I will just highlight this one. Do not form a triangle. So I will just write this message so that user will not be confused why I am not getting that output. So clearly write that message why you are not getting the output, because the sides do not form a triangle. And finally, return keyword should always be where? It should be near your function name. Return the value of P here. So once this is done, so last one more thing I need to add here actually, that is area of the triangle. So area of triangle with Heron's formula I will calculate area self, and here again I will check this same condition, self dot is triangle. I am going to check whether it is true, only then I will provide output, else I will give the none as output and I will print this same statement. So same I will apply. So if you can also create, actually if required you can create a decorator here to check whether it forms a triangle or not, but here I am not creating, let it be, I am having limited functionality here. So if self dot is triangle, if only equal to true, only then you need to perform the operation. So area A is equal to, before that I will require semi perimeter. S is equal to, I can also call self dot perimeter divided by 2. So just it is nothing but A plus B plus C by 2. So perimeter divided by 2 is my semi perimeter. So here once I have my semi perimeter, I can easily calculate the area A is equal to, so I can call C, S into S minus self dot A into S minus self dot B into S minus self dot C, and finally I want square root of this entire term. So square root you can get like this, raised to 1 by 2, and this will give me the area of my triangle. And finally, if it is not forming a triangle, I will return area as none, and I will print here same statement, you can copy and paste. So this same statement, the sides self dot A, self dot B and self dot C do not form a triangle here. And finally, return your value of A. So this is my own created class triangle now. Now let's see, let's create different triangle. First triangle I will create. So T1 is equal to triangle class I will create. And here I need to provide three inputs, that is A, B and C. Three sides I need to provide. Let us provide 3, 4, 5. So this is my sides of triangle. Now I can check different functions here. So if I want to check whether it forms a triangle, so you can also check attributes of those triangles. If you check T1.A, it is 3, T1.B, it is 4, and T1.C, it is 5. So A, B and C are the sides of this triangle, that is 3, 4 and 5. So if I want to check other parameters, first of all, if I check T1 dot is triangle, and round bracket if I do, so it will show me true. This means that the sides 3, 4 and 5 form a triangle. So next you will be easily able to calculate that perimeter then. So, and you can also store this perimeter P1 is equal to T1 dot perimeter I can apply. So it should be 3 plus 4 plus 5. So that is 12 I am getting here. So 12 is the perimeter of my triangle. Then similarly I can get the area 1 is equal to T1 dot area of the triangle. So A1 if I check here, I am getting 6 square units as the area of this triangle. So 6 square units is area of this triangle. So now let me try to create another triangle, T2 triangle this time. And if you check type of this triangle class now, it will show as it belongs to main. Main means my current code, current notebook, triangle class. So similarly, let's check for another triangle. Now let's see what happens. So I create a T2 triangle. So T2 triangle I can create, and here I can pass any sum of the sides. Let's say 1, 4 and 7 I passed. So here 1 plus 4 is how much? 5. 5 is not greater than 7. So here definitely it is not forming a triangle. Now let's see T2 dot is triangle if I apply. So it is showing me what? False here. So sum of two sides is not greater than third here. So that is why it is not forming a triangle. Similarly, I'm going to apply. So T2, let's say what happens if I try to get value of this. So perimeter 2 is equal to T2 dot perimeter. So as soon as I execute this now, it will show the sides 1, 4 and 7 do not form a triangle. Automatically it will handle if it is not forming a triangle because I have given if else condition here. So automatically it is going to handle. And if you see value in P2, it will not be having, it will not return any output. So it will just be blank. You will not get any output inside P2 variable. So none means no output it should provide. So this was about perimeter. If I again try to by mistakenly, if I try to find out T2 dot area, so still it will show the message 147 do not form a triangle like this. So if you check like this and A2 value if you see, in this case it will not show any area like this. So this was about your assignment. You can keep on creating multiple triangles and you can verify. So let's say T2 is equal to T3 is equal to triangle if I write 12, 13 and 14 let's say. So let me check whether it forms a triangle. T2 dot T3 dot is triangle. I will simply check. So it forms a triangle. If I want perimeter, T3 dot perimeter, just apply this. So perimeter here is 39 and T3 dot area if I check, it will be 72.3079. Now how I can confirm this? Just check on any other calculator. So I can confirm this whether that I can check this. So here, let me calculate area of this triangle. So triangle sides are 12, 13 and 14. So let's see what happens here. So 12, 13 and 14 if I write and if I press on calculate 72.308. Let me just zoom this for you. So 12, 13, 14 are the sides. Semi-perimeter is 19.5 and area of triangle is 72.308. Let's see what we are getting. 72.308. Same value I am getting here. So you can also check. Let's see what happens here. If I write 147, this does not form a triangle. I know. Let's see what happens if I write here 1, 4 and 7. If as soon as I execute, so it will show square root of a negative number because this does not form a triangle, you won't be able to calculate its area. Then one more, let us confirm 3, 4 and 5. For 3, 4, 5, I am getting 6 square feet. Let's see. So let me add 3, 4 and 5. So as soon as I execute here, for 3, 4 and 5, the area is 6 square units. So this is how internally what this website is doing. I can create this class triangle. So in order for your code to be maintainable, so always make use of this classes. So if you make use of this classes, it is very easy to calculate whether it forms a triangle or not. And you will be easily able to calculate perimeter. Based on that, you can also calculate the semi-perimeter. And based on that, you can also calculate your area. Very easily, you will be able to calculate. Just you need to call the class and the respective functions. So internally in this website, I will make use of this triangle class. So this is clear to all of you. Any queries you are having? Okay. So this was your assignment actually. ये assignment आप बाद में perform कर लो. So if any queries you are having, you can ask me anytime. So let us continue with today's topic. today's topic is also important, that is called as polymorphism. Now, let's say this length function is there. So what is polymorphism? I will tell you. So see, there are different classes. So string class. So I have created one function in such a way that it is applicable to string class as well. It is applicable to list. It is applicable to dictionaries as well. So here, if I apply length on a string, it will give me how many characters are present in that string. If I apply this length function on a list, it will provide me the all the number of elements inside that list. If I apply this on dictionary, or even if I apply this on data frame, it will give me number of rows in my data frame. If I apply this on dictionary, I will get number of key value pairs in this data frame. How many total key value pairs I'm having. So let's say, so this is called as polymorphism. A single function is applicable to multiple classes here. So this is one of the example. This is polymorphism in functions. So one single function is applicable to multiple classes. So I don't need to change that function name here. So let us continue with this polymorphism. So this simple example I will take. So polymorphism. So here, this length function is applicable to string, list, dictionaries. So let me create one string. Let's say s is equal to say etl hive. So if you see how many characters are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters are there here. Yes. So if I check length on this s, so if you check type of this s, it will be showing as a string. So this object s belongs to the class string. And then if I apply here length function, no, length function on s, I'm getting 7. So similarly, I can also apply, I'm not going to get any error if I apply the same function on list. Let me create a list A containing some random values. So A 1, 2, 11.5, then let's say true, example, and finally false. So if I check type of A, this will be a list. You can take either list or a tuple. Still, my length function is still going to work on this. So I will remove one of the elements so that, so let me keep 6 elements here. So if you check here, it will provide me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 elements are present inside this list. So this is an example of polymorphism. Similarly, I create any dictionary, dct is equal to, let's say, some random employees I have created, employee ID, along with the employee, let's say. Then let me keep 3 key value pairs here. So 102 colon, let's say, third value. So if you see the type of this variable here, it is a dictionary. So dictionary type is there. So how many keys are there here? Keys or value, 3 are there here. So if you apply length function on this, no, length on this dictionary, it will consider as 3. So any function, any data type is there, but what function I'm using for them? Single length function. So even if you check this on data frame, no, length function will be applicable to data frame as well. So I will just import os.change directory. I have kept all my data frames in this E datasets. So this, I have all the data frames here. So I will just change my directory to E /datasets. So let me import any one of the data frame from that datasets folder. So df is equal to pd.read_csv. I can apply. Then here you can read any file. Let's say I want to read cars 93. And if I check the df.head, so I need to import pandas as pd as well. So import pandas as pd. So here, so I know I have the shape attribute. From that also I'll be able to get what is the number of rows. So if I check df.shape, this is having 93 rows, 28 columns. So similarly, what I can do is if I apply length function here as well, no, still it is going to give me how many number of rows are there in this? 93. This is how it is going to work. Any class it be, still that length function is going to work. It is not going to throw any error for you. Even if it is a set or even if it is a dictionary, any class it be there, it will just count how many number of elements are present total. So this is clear to all of you. Okay. So then let us continue. This was polymorphism in function, specifically polymorphism in functions. So here, let's try to understand different polymorphisms. So you can also see polymorphism in an operators as well. So operator में आप polymorphism कैसे देखते हो? For example, if I consider the plus operator, so see this is applicable only for plus operator. So I can also add two integers. It will give me this sum 7. I can also add two float numbers. So still it will give me a number. Two float or one float, one integer. There also I'm going to get a result. So here if I apply plus operator to the strings, no, here string concatenation will happen. Concatenation means just it will combine like this. String 1 plus string 2 if I write, it will combine the string into a single one. String 1, string 2 like this. And similarly, I can apply this to lists as well. So if I apply this to list, no, 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6, it will just combine these two lists in Python. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how that polymorphism operator for plus. So plus will act like just like. So here this polymorphism is working. Even if my different classes are there, still that plus operator is giving result. It is not throwing any error for me. So here, let's take example of this. So also multiplication operator also will act like polymorphism inside Python. So I will show you that one. So let's say this is polymorphism in the operators. So different classes are there. Still, I can make use of same operator and still the function will work. So any two numbers if I take 3 plus 7, it is 10. Then 4.5 plus 7.1, 11.6 it is showing. So I can add two integer or two float. I can also try to add two strings. For example, ETL hive plus I can add class. So ETL, it will just combine both of the string, ETL hive class like this. So this is called as string concatenation. Similarly, I can apply this on lists as well. So list can be of any length. You can still add. So 1, 2, let's say 3, 4. Plus if I apply 4 comma, plus I apply 5 comma 7, let's say 5, 7, 9. So as soon as I execute this 1, 2, 3, 4, it will just combine both of these lists like this. And I will get one single list. So this is how that plus operator will act like polymorphism. Similarly, star operator will also behave in polymorphism manner like this. See 4 into 7 if I apply, I will get this value 1.2 into 5.8. Still I will get this value. Then let's say for strings, no, I can multiply. So let's say string 1, string or example, if I write multiply by 2, no, multiply by 2, it will just repeat this twice. If I write this multiplied by 3, it will repeat thrice. So I can also make use of star operator to for polymorphism purpose. It will operate on any of these data types. It will operate on integer, the floats, the strings, and also inside list also you can operate. Let's say 1, 8, 11. If I multiply this twice, it will just repeat this 1, 8, 11 one times plus 1, 8, 11 again one times. If I write here 5 times, it will repeat this 1, 8, 11 5 times. 1, 8, 11, 1, 8, 11, 1, 8, 11. This is repeating 5 times like this. So this is how that star operator or multiplication operator will also work in this polymorphism manner. So it will be applicable to all of this function. Just the functionality is little bit different when you change those data types. So this is your polymorphism in your operators. So multiple classes are there, still same operator I am able to use, plus or multiplication. So this is clear to all of you. Okay, this is polymorphism in operators. So similarly, let's see one more simple example. How can I perform polymorphism in a class? So it is very simple. Whenever you are creating polymorphism in class now, let me create two classes here, India. So I don't want to take any attributes. So I can avoid the constructor function here. So here I am going to define capital of India and self I will take. Whenever you create any classes, no, you always need to give that self as input. Self means that object name as input you need to give, colon. I am going to print New Delhi is capital of India. Then next I will define language. Hindi is widely spoken language in India. So self always you need to give. Then let's say next class if I create USA. So USA class I can create same capital. The function name can be same. Just keep, if you want to apply polymorphism, just keep exact same function name. So define capital self. Washington DC is capital of USA. And you can define language. English is widely spoken in USA. So now let's see how this polymorphism is going to work here. So this is final polymorphism in class. So two different classes are there. Still same two functions I can use, capital and language. So here let me create this simple function. So define, first of all class India. I'm going to create this India class. So I don't want to take any attribute from user here. I will just define capital, self I can take as input, and I will print New Delhi is capital of India. Define. So just take one backspace and define language. So here also I will take self as input and I will print. So Hindi is widely spoken language in India. This is about class India. So remember here, if you want to apply polymorphism, keep same function name, exact same function name you can create in another class. It will behave like polymorphism. So class USA if I create, I can define. So define here, let's say capital, and I will apply self, and Washington DC is capital of USA. So next I can define language here. English is widely spoken in US. I can keep on creating multiple countries. And I will write here. So English is widely spoken in USA. So I can keep on creating these countries with their respective capital and their language. So France, if you see, I can create this France. For France, the capital will be just Paris. So yes, so I will just create a class France, and French is spoken. So I will create capital here. I can keep on creating like this, self, and here I will print capital of France is Paris. And then next language, French is widely spoken in France. I will write here French is widely spoken in France. So here, what I can do is let me create three countries. Let's say country 1 is equal to India. Country 2 is equal to, I can create USA. And final country, country 3, I can create France. So here, different countries I'm having. If I check type of country 1, it will be belonging to the class India. If I check type of country 2, it will be belonging to class USA. If I check type of country 3, it belongs to the class France. So I have these values, and here I have this same name here. Same name for each function. Sorry, not same name. This function name is same actually here. So what I can do is if I apply C1 dot capital, so it will work on this C1 as well. Different classes are there. See, these three are different classes. Still that New Delhi function is working. And here C2 dot capital. Apply. So still this capital function is working here as well. C3 dot capital. It will work on all three of the countries individually. So same for language function. If I want to check language, so C2, C1 dot language I can apply. So language function, it will work on this India class as well. It will work on this USA class as well. So English is widely spoken and French is widely spoken in France. Same function, I'm getting the output for respective classes. So this is how. So you can also apply for loop. If you are using polymorphism, no, what is the advantage of this? So I will simply apply for loop for I in my country 1, comma, country 2, comma, country 3. Simply what I'm going to apply. So first of all, I will print class. So print, I just want to print the type of my I. It will just show the class of that variable. Then I want to show, so I want to call C1 dot capital. What is the capital of that? Not C1, I dot capital. This time the variable is stored inside I and I dot language. So as soon as I call this for loop, no, and after every loop, now I will just print this backslash n equal to backslash n. I can print this, so I can increase this value as well. So here, C1 country belongs to the class India. So for this India, New Delhi is capital of India. And for Hindi, Hindi is widely spoken language here. Then this equal to I have written, it will print. The next class is C2 belongs to USA class. Still, that capital function is working here. So same function is there. I'm able to apply the same function to a different class. So Washington DC. And finally, English is widely spoken language in USA. And last, France. So third class is France here, and French is widely spoken in France. So this is one simple example which I had told actually. Simple example I had told. So here, similarly, what you can do is, I will show one example. I am having different classes. So let's say I am having, so circle class, rectangle class I am having. So in these two classes, circle is going to have perimeter, circle is going to have area. Similarly, rectangle is also going to have perimeter and rectangle is also going to have area. There also you can make use of polymorphism here. So how I will tell you. So first of all, circle will require that pi value, no? So you can import from math, import pi value. So I will import this pi value, not p1, pi value. If I check, it is 3 point. This is my pi value. I can make use of this directly. So let me create two different classes, class circle and class rectangle. Class circle I can create here, and here I will define a constructor function, that is init underscore double underscore self. A circle consists of radius, so circle will consist of radius. Self dot r equal to r. Then I can define perimeter of the or circumference. Let me just consider area itself here. Let it be. So I'm calculating area only here. So area only self will be required, and so area A is equal to nothing but pi into self dot r. Pi r squared is the area of the circle, and I will return the value of A. Return this A. So this is my circle class. I'm easily able to calculate the area. Let's say for rectangle class. So rectangle has what attributes? In this case, length and width, correct. So define, I will initialize this self length of the triangle and width of the triangle. So self dot length equal to length and self dot width equal to width. This is my constructor function. Then finally here also I am going to create, I am not going to change this function name. Same function name I am going to create. Define area self, and here again area this time is simply length into width, and I will return the value of A. So for rectangle I have calculated the respective rectangle area. Circle I have calculated the respective circle area. So even if these are two different classes, still I will be able to make use of same function. Let's say shape 1 or circle 1. So C1 contains circle. So I will take radius as input. It can be any radius, let us say 7. So, and C2 and R1. R1 consists of rectangle. So let us consider width of 5,7. So R1. So I will simply apply area function can be used to. So if you check type of C1, it is a circle. So circle class. And if I see type of R1, it will be a rectangle class here. So both of these belong to a different classes. Still, the function which I am going to use to calculate area is same itself. So simply apply C1 dot area. Circle area is 153.938 and rectangle area R1 dot area I can apply. Same function, different classes, still I am able to apply. Here let me just check length R1. So L multiplied by W. Self dot L. So always call like this, self dot L multiplied by self dot W. So make sure you give this properly, otherwise you are going to face those errors. So 3 multiplied by 5 is how much? 7 multiplied by 5, 35. So 35 square feet is area of this rectangle. So you can keep on creating multiple shapes like this. Let's say C2 is equal to circle with radius, let us say 17, and R2 is equal to rectangle. I can apply. You can give different widths and height. Let us say 10 by 15. Here I have this C2 R2 as well. So what I can do is simply I can apply for loop for I in my, let's say C1 R1 C2 R2. Simply apply this for loop. First of all, I will print type of I. Print the type of I first, which class it belongs to. Then I want to print the area here. Area. So area will be stored in I dot area. Just apply this area function and show this only up to 2 decimal places, or maximum it can be 4. I am writing here 2 decimal places, square units. So square units is the unit here. Print backslash n equal to I can apply here backslash n. So as soon as I execute here, see class C1 belongs to circle, area is 153.94. R1 belongs to rectangle class, still same function is applicable. I dot area. And then next again C2 is circle. Circle, the area of this circle is 907. R2 is a rectangle. So this time area is 150 square units. So different classes are there, but same function name I have created. This is example of polymorphism in classes. So two examples I have given. So this is clear to all of you. Okay. So this was about the polymorphism in functions and classes. So I'll be sharing you this file. So if you are having any queries, just ask me now. So this HTML file I'm sharing with you. So it is very easy. If you want to show that decorator in triangle example, just you need to check whether it forms a triangle or not. So you can create that decorator function here itself. So I will just copy this if you want to create that decorator now. It is very easy. So if you want to create that triangle example with decorator, so here I just need to check one thing here. So first of all, I need to check only whether it is forming a triangle or not. So here, just what I need to check whether if self dot is triangle equal to true. This I need to check here. So I will define one function, decorator function. So triangle check. So triangle check decorator function I will call. Here, let me take self as input here. So this is a decorator function. So output will be a wrapper function. So wrapper, it has star arguments and star keyword arguments. Then here what I need to check? Here I need to check if my self dot triangle, and here actually I also need the function. Self comma function also input function will also be required here. So if self dot is triangle, just apply this function is equal to true. Only then you are going to calculate the function value. So function, so f is equal to function of star arguments, comma star keyword arguments. Then else I'm just going to return function as none. And here I'm going to just add that. I'm going to print this statement. So the sides do not form a triangle. So if it does not form a triangle, I can write like this. Sides do not form a triangle. And here I'm going to return this, the value of f. So return the value of that function. It will give you the output. So here, finally, I also need to return the wrapper. So need to return that wrapper function. Now, this perimeter and area. So it will be very easy. You don't need to check inside this. So nothing else will be required. The triangle check will be done by this triangle decorator. So just provide what is the perimeter and return the perimeter. Just you need to apply that @triangle check decorator. So just apply here @triangle check. So similarly for area, I don't need to check here all those values. So just calculate semi-perimeter, calculate the area and return this area. So just you need to apply this triangle check decorator again, triangle check. So just apply the decorator. Whenever you want to check whether it forms a triangle or not, just apply this triangle check decorator. So once this is done, I can execute this. So just a second. Sorry, here some issue it is facing. Just a second, let me confirm here. Some syntax error might be there here. Actually, this wrapper, this decorator function, you need to show whenever you are creating a decorator. No, it should be outside your class, I think. Then only it will work fine. So this decorator function, I don't need to provide inside the class. This decorator, I'm removing. This triangle check I'm removing. And I will add this before this class example. And here, so it will remain same, this function. So this function will remain same. Now, just I need to apply. So it should be outside my class, decorator. Remember, whenever you are creating a decorator, decorator should be always outside the class. Don't create that decorator inside your class. So just a second. So just you need to create that decorator outside of your class. Then it will work fine. Let's see. Just a second here. Still I'm getting that error. Let me see why. Actually, it should have, wrapper should also have arguments and keyword arguments. Let me just check. It should also have self here, self arguments, keyword arguments. So function here, function, let me just check. It should have, function should also have self, keyword arguments and keyword arguments here. Whenever you are creating for a class, no, make sure you are having this properly. So then it will work fine. Then it should work fine. Let's see. So still I'm getting that error. Let me see what mistake I have done here. It should not happen like this, but let's see.
फंक्शन डेफिनेशन में सेल्फ नहीं ट्रायंगल चेक
एक्चुअली यहाँ पर एक मिनट, जस्ट अ सेकंड. नहीं, फंक्शन डेफिनेशन में सेल्फ लगेगा शायद, या फिर
ऊपर ट्रायंगल चेक.
हाँ, ट्रायंगल चेक में वहां पे सेल्फ लगेगा ना आपको. लेट मी जस्ट चेक, लेट मी जस्ट कंफर्म हियर. ओके, हाँ, डेकोरेटर में यहाँ पर सिर्फ ये फंक्शन करेक्ट है, लेकिन ये फंक्शन बस करेक्ट नहीं है. सो बाकी करेक्ट है सारा. यस, दिस इज वर्किंग फाइन. सो डेकोरेटर फंक्शन में सिर्फ एक ही इनपुट रहेगा, दैट इज फंक्शन. Any self input or any other input you don't need to provide. So decorator you need to write like this outside this class, and then you can call this decorator inside your class directly. Let me see whether this will work fine or not. If I actually here it requires self, no, if I create any function in class, no, it also requires self, but the decorator will not. It should take only one function as input. So that function. So now if I check, same things are going to happen. Triangle is equal to, let's say, triangle class I can create. And here 12, 13, 14. So tr.isTriangle if I apply, So this is true. Now if I check TR dot perimeter, so this will give me 39. TR dot area, this is giving me that proper area. So here in this functions I have not written any triangle check. That triangle check function is written here. So if I perform for another triangle, triangle 2 is equal to, I can create triangle, then I can give sides, let's say 3, 4, 11. Some different sides I have given. If you check here TR2 dot is triangle, this is giving me as false because 3 plus 4 is 7 and 7 is not greater than 11. So here TR2 dot I can apply. So this time if I check the perimeter or area, now it should give me error. So sides 3, 4 and 11 is not forming a triangle. Similarly, TR2 dot area if I check again, it will show sides do not form a triangle. So anywhere in this perimeter or area function, have I written any condition, if else condition? So that I have taken from my wrapper function, that is triangle check function. So like this, you can create the decorator and you can, so decorator function, make sure whenever you create, no, it should be outside your class itself. Don't create decorator function inside your class. This is outside the class and just call it inside your class like this. So this is how you can make use of that decorator inside classes. So perform this one. So this is my decorator. Also I have recapped again. So make sure you perform this practical. Perform this practical for today, and I'm sharing this notes for today as well. So these are your notes for today. So I'm stopping the recording for this session.